What a night. Saturday night's main event is back. It's in the books. So let's talk about the presentation of Saturday night's main event. I really, really enjoyed it. As a fan of decades, I loved the fact that Saturday night's main event was returning. Mm-hmm. I loved the fact that it was a big deal was made out of it returning. Because when it returned in the 2000s, it wasn't the same. It wasn't this big presentation that it was this time and that it had been in the 1980s. Like in the 1980s and very early 90s, but really the 80s, Saturday night's main event was the spot. Like there's so many great memories of this show. And
well, I really like the placement specifically of this Saturday night's main event as it relates to the calendar and what's on television right now. Because WWE is so hot right now. We know that because we watch the product.
I cancel.
But this
so
is their
right
opportunity to be on NBC, a national audience, which they always have a national audience, but it
NBC's
is different when it is NBC.
Network.
And it's on a weekend where, you're not going up against the college football conference championships. Right. You're not going against the playoffs. There were some college basketball games on today. Nothing really that good.
Right.
But you have a prime window. You're going up against the Heisman Trophy presentation that no one's really going to watch.
Come on.
You're going to have eyeballs on this show that you don't typically get on a wrestling show. So I love that they did it on this weekend. Mm-hmm. And then also everybody I talk to, it's like, if you talk to someone who's nostalgic about wrestling, yes, they bring up Saturday night's main event. So it's something that if you were flipping through the channels and you saw it, you said, oh, I got nothing else to watch tonight. Let me watch this.
And I think they did such a good job of because nostalgia is a tricky thing. Mm-hmm. It's easy to get drunk off nostalgia because it's so fun and it's so great. But if people don't share the exact same nostalgia as you, it can get to a point where it's like, who are we doing this for? We're just doing this for ourselves. And I thought they found that amazing line, right? They had I thought the intro was great. That started with the old Saturday night's main event intro on what looked like the VHS, and then it blew up, and they used the modern superstars, but with kind of retro graphics. Mm-hmm. They came in, they had that really great entranceway that resembled the entranceway that the WWE had in the early 90s. The old school, I mean, and this is for somebody that's been watching forever. I got a feeling when I saw the old school steel guardrails.
Oh.
Like there are just so many memories that I have of watching wrestling with the old school steel, fence guardrails that I was like, I can't believe the fenced guardrails are back. Seeing Tess and Jesse the Body at that podium in what they call, I believe, the Okerlund position, yep, because that's where Mean Gene would be to do a special interview or whatever it was, and to see them kind of be in that host spot, to see the entrance to be so scaled down, and it's just this narrow entryways they come to the ring.
The fans are on top of the superstars, yes, which is great. I watched the first ever Saturday night's main event yesterday heading into this one, and one thing I noticed in the entrances, it was like security is behind the superstars, and they had that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Which I like too.
It was awesome. The referees were in their blue shirts with the black bow ties.
It was just enough, right?
Yeah, it was the red, white, and blue ropes, but at the same time, right, once you got there, production elements were all modern.
Yeah.
The graphics on the rails by ringside were all modern. The LED corner post. So if you're flipping around and you're nostalgic, there is that sense of familiarity. But if you're flipping around and you're not, it's still like, it looks like something that fits in the modern day. And yes, I think that they found the right balance. And I hope that this is the look of Saturday night's main event, that it's the thing where if you're an old school fan, there's so many Easter eggs to appreciate. But if you're not, I love the new fans. Mm-hmm. I love the idea of a show like this coming on and it makes a new fan, that they're watching it, and it's got to look like something of today. It's got to look like something on kind of the height of modern media, and it did. And I was very happy about that, because I was worried about both, to tell you the truth, about it not being old school enough and about it being too old school, and I think they found the line.
I think it was great. I think I love the timing and the pacing of it too. I didn't realize until today that it was a 2-hour show with commercials.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm like, oh wow, they're gonna have to get through this. And I thought it moved well, and it showcased, if the goal is, now we're on NBC for these 4 shows a year and we're going to have different eyeballs on this, let's showcase what we have. And I think it was fantastic.
And then they show in the crowd, you got Jimmy Hart, Coco Beware, Tito Santana, Greg the Hammer Valentine. I mean, so many of these legends that you did, like, you grow up watching them. It's so great to see them. Even Jesse Ventura and Pat McAfee going back and forth, and Jesse Ventura saying that his coat used to be Damien, which was the name of Jake the Snake Roberts' snake that he brought to the ring. It's just like, everything comes flooding back.
Everything counts.
And everything counts. And Pyro at the beginning of the show was phenomenal.
Loved it.
You forget how much you love Pyro. It's great.
I know. Who doesn't love Pyro?
It's so fun. Saturday night's main event was the spot. As I said, it was a key spot for so many parts of the mega powers coming together and then eventually falling apart. It was a key spot, and this is getting into the early 90s, but in the road to Hogan versus Warrior. It was the spot where Mr. Perfect smashed Hulk Hogan's WWE Championship, the Winged Eagle Championship, by the way. It was the spot where so many, one of the greatest angles of all time. Wait till you hear this, Megan. I don't know if you heard about this one. Andre the Giant.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah.
Faced Hulk Hogan, right, on Saturday night's main event. Andre the Giant, and they're in there with a referee, Dave Hebner, okay?
Okay.
We can all trust Dave Hebner. Andre the Giant covers Hulk Hogan. Quick count, 1, 2, 3. Andre the Giant wins the title from Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan goes, you got to be kidding me.
Dave Hebner.
Then Andre the Giant presents the title to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Because the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, had purchased the rights to the WWE Championship should Andre the Giant win it. We didn't realize how deep Ted DiBiase's pockets were, because all of a sudden, running down the aisle is Dave Hebner. Dave Hebner is in the ring. It was the greatest thing ever. Nobody knew they were twins. There were 2 Hebners. So, like, you're sitting there, and these 2 referees that look exactly alike are arguing back and forth, and Hulk Hogan's trying to figure out which one is the evil Hebner and which one is the good Hebner.
Oh, that's great.
At first, they said that Ted DiBiase had hired somebody to get plastic surgery to look just like Dave Hebner.
He's got deep pockets.
He does. And then I think the story updated to he found out there was a twin or something like that. I don't know. But it was one of the greatest angles ever done, because it was like...
And it was on Saturday night's main
event.
event.
It was on Saturday night's main event. So, like,